Okay, what we're going to do today is create a finance calculator. I'm going to walk you step by step through some of the formulas. If this is the first time you've ever opened Microsoft Excel, I'll walk you through some of the basics within it. So let's go ahead and click inside of cell B2, and we're going to put a number 2 in there. And then we're going to arrow to the right, and we're going to put in C2. We're going to put another 2 in. Once we are in cell D2, just press the equal sign on the keyboard, then arrow to the left 2 times, click Shift and plus, then arrow to the left one more time before we go ahead and press Enter on the keyboard. When we do that, it's going to return the result of these two cells being added together. Now, you will see 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, and that formula is right up here in the top. What this allows us to do inside of Excel is we've just built a calculator, and we can add any two numbers we want. We can add 100 plus 2 equals 102. So let's delete both of these. If you just click inside of each cell and then press the delete key, it'll clear out all of the information. So notice the cell is no longer shown up here. Okay, let's imagine we want to do something a little bit more complex. What we could do is create a payment finance calculator. And the way we would do that is we would need to know how much we're going to borrow. We would need to know the number of months we're going to borrow the money. We need to know the interest rate that we're borrowing the money at. And then we would want to know the payment. Something you can do in Excel is if you double click this right-hand side of the column that we're working with, it will expand to the full width of each of those terms. So let's just put in some numbers here for the loan amount. Let's say that we borrowed $100,000 on a house. And let's say that we borrowed that for 360 months. And let's assume the interest rate was 6%. What is our payment? Now we haven't entered in any formula for the payment just yet. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's press the equals key. And if we type in payment, you can see it's starting to suggest for us. I press the tab key, and now you'll notice that it's telling us the order in which each variable needs to be put into the formula. So what we can do is we can type into the keyboard, or we can click what the interest rate cell is. And right here is the interest rate. So I clicked it once. Now I'm going to press comma, and notice that this just changed to select the number of periods. So the number of periods is the same as the number of months. So let's click that one time, and then we'll put a comma. And then the present value, well, that's what we're borrowing, is $100,000. So we're going to click the $100,000 once. And now we're going to press a comma again. And it's asking us for the future value. And in most cases for a loan, the future value we're going to want to use is a 0. So we'll just type that into the cell right here, into the formula, by pressing the 0 key. And we'll press a comma again. And now we will see that we have two options on how the interest is timed, at the beginning of the period or the end of the period. And in this case, we're going to use a 0 for end of the period, and we're going to close the parentheses by pressing the Shift, and above the number 0 on the keyboard, we're going to press the right parentheses. We're going to press Enter. Now, there's an error in this calculation already. Our payment should be closer to about $600 a month, not $600,000. So what we'll do is we'll come up here into the top formula bar, and we're going to click just anywhere inside any of these cells. And we're going to notice that the payment right here, the interest rate, is probably wrong. So the interest rate is supposed to be 6%. So let's divide this number by 12 to get it per month. And let's come up here to the formula bar, and for the formatting of this particular cell, we're going to click on C5, and we're going to click %. Now you'll notice it's at 600%. So let's just retype in this cell. We'll just make sure that we're in cell C5 and press the 6 on the keyboard and then press enter. And you'll now see that we're calculating a proper payment.